Thank you so much. We are here on location in Carnelian Bay with Beth Moxley of Rockwood Tree Service. How are you?
I'm doing great, Kristen. How are you?
Good. Now, before we came on camera here, on air, I spent 5 minutes with you. I could spend a whole day with you. I just learned so much in such a short snippet. What are we doing here today?
Today we're completing a very large defensible space project. The homeowner had 8 dead trees from the fir engraver bark beetle, as well as a sugar pine that's infested with the blister rust. So what we're doing is we're completing a defensible space compliance, which is the law in California, according to CAL FIRE 4291, which is the guidelines set forth by the state of California. So it is the law to be compliant with defensible space.
That's interesting. I didn't know that was the law. So they're up there taking these trees down, but they're doing it a little bit different, with a different method. I mean, normally you'd bring a crane in as close as you are to the house right here. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, that comes with years of training and experience. On the large sugar pine, the limbs are hanging over the roof. So what we're doing is a roping and rigging technique, as well as a lowering device attached to the tree.
Sounds complicated, or technical, I should say.
Yes, it takes years to learn a lot of these tools or tricks of the trade, if you will.
Yeah. So they're taking these trees down. Talk to me a little bit more about the rust that's on that sugar pine.
On the sugar pine, it's the blister rust. It's a pathogen that was introduced at the turn of the century. It is incurable. There's nothing we can do to stop the blister rust that's attacking the white pines. So when the sugar pines start to show the symptoms, it's best to get the sugar pine out while it's still green, still strong, so we can still climb the tree. We never want to leave any dead trees standing for too long, because it becomes more and more dangerous or hazardous to remove the tree.
So this is happening to a lot of sugar pines around Lake Tahoe.
Unfortunately, we have 28 million dead and dying trees in the Tahoe Truckee area. 75%, I understand, according to John Pickett at the League to Save the Sugar Pine, are the sugar pines. So they are becoming an extinct species. So we're doing everything that we can to harvest the seeds of resistant strains of the sugar pine and to try to save the species in the Tahoe Basin.
So how can people do their part in helping save the species?
You can go on to the website for the League to Save the Sugar Pines. We harvest the seeds of the resistant strains, and they take them back to their greenhouses and grow the seedlings. And for $10, you can buy a sugar pine seedling and plant it in your yard.
That's fantastic. Now, the bark beetle, let's move on to that one. There are signs of the, first signs of the bark beetle here, trees showing bark beetle. Tell me a little bit about what people can look for, like those signs.
Well, there are 10 new species of bark beetle in the basin that we've identified in the last 5 years. Here we have the fir engraver bark beetle, which is species specific for just the firs. So the fir tree will show signs of pitching out. You'll see the yellow pitch coming down the side of the tree. That's the first sign of the bark beetle in the firs. So you want to start watering the firs. The pitching out is a defense mechanism. The tree is trying to defend itself from the bark beetle. When the trees have died from the bark beetle, you want to get the trees out, get the wood out of there, get the chips out of there, and then try to treat the live fir trees with a microinjection specific for the fir engraver bark beetle.
Man, you know a ton. I'm looking forward to talking to you more in our next segment, a little bit more about your background and more about what we're doing here today in Carnelian Bay. Right now, I'm with Beth Moxley here in Carnelian Bay on location, where they're taking down some of these infested trees, making it better for the forest. Back to you in the South Shore.